Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be creating a set around some stamping. So I've got this plate and I decided to create the set to match the stamping design. So I like to quite often just pick out something that inspires me in a way and then try and figure out how to go about it to create a set with it. So in today's video, the inspiration was a stamping plate. The stamping plate is actually from Born Pretty. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you guys it in a moment. As you can see, I'm starting off the video with showing you guys all the products that I'll be using, and not gonna lie, it feels like I had so much products to show you guys today. Whilst filming and I was looking at my camera, it just felt like the whole screen was just so crowded with products, so I'm so sorry if that is how it has come across in the video. There's just quite a lot of colours. We'll be doing some marbling, so that involves at least 3 gel polish colours in there. We've of course got some stamping. We've also got a mixture between matte and glossy nails, so that now adds 2 top coats we have to use. So there's just a lot. But without further ado, we're about to start in just a second with the nail design. I love how it came out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments when you finish watching the video. And here is the stamping plate. It's called Flower Tango and it's so beautiful. It once again reminds me of those abstract-y kind of stamping. I've recently done about 1 or 2 abstract kind of nails, and this one is kind of on that level. Probably a bit less than the other plates, but I would classify it there too. So starting off, I've got this bluey, tealy, greeny kind of color. On camera it doesn't show it too well, but in real life it's a bit more greeny than blue, but I feel like on camera it looks kind of blue, but it's a bit more greeny. So that's the kind of color we're using, and I'm going in now as well with my white. It's just some plain old good old white, and when we're painting the nails we're going to paint 2 blue, 2 white, and we're going to leave 1 just plain for now, just because we are going to do the marble on that nail. And I'll be showing you guys me applying the first layer of the white and blue just on one of the nails on camera, and then off camera I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other 2, which I'm showing you guys now, and I'll be coming back to you guys when there's 2 layers. So here it is. They are not cured though, so of course we are going in with some sugaring, my absolute fave. So just the standard, if you watch me you know almost every set has this. So I'm going in with my beautiful glitter, and then I'm just sugaring it all over the nail whilst the the gel polish is not cured just yet. So when we pop it into the lamp, the gel polish will cure the gel, the glitter into the gel, and it just won't move. So that's what we'll be doing on that one, and I decided to do it on that bluey greeny kind of nail, which looks super cute. I love the sugar effect, honestly. Love. So there it is. That's what it's looking like. So I'm going to take that clear one off whilst the other ones are curing. So it's time for our marble. I'm going to use a super bright pink from Semilac. We've got a purple from Macart, and I believe I'll be using that bluey greeny colour from Cloud Beauty. So we've got quite a lot of variations of companies that we'll be using in today's video. So I'm just going to pop that onto the plate, and then with a dotting tool I'm going to go through it all and just scribble away on there to kind of mix them a little bit, but enough to still be able to distinguish all the colours from each other. And then we'll be using that to create our marble. So there's all sorts of ways to do a marble. You could place a base coat and then pop that on top before curing. You could do a blooming gel, or you could just do nothing, which is what I decided to do today. So I'm just picking up a brush that I almost never use. As you can see, it's super old. It's just frazzled up and all sorts of weird things happen to it, I think. And I'm just kind of scooping up that gel polish and then trying to float it onto the nail. So with this technique, it's quite often that you'll find that your nail might become a bit bulky. So if you do find that, please don't pop it into the lamp. Try and just get as much of it maybe from the sides off as possible, because if you do pop it into the lamp and it is too thick, it will probably wrinkle and it's just not going to do what you want, and that way you just ended up wasting a lot of gel polish, and we do not want to waste anything. So, and also your time, you're wasting your time too, so we don't want to do that. So if in case there is too much, do maybe get one of those lint-free wipes and just tap on each side of the nail and then slowly take it away. So you're not ruining the nail design, but you're also taking off that excess gel that's there. So here we have the nails now cured. So I decided to now go in with my Vanillisa matte top coat and decided to matte top coat the blue nail and also that marble nail. on that marble nail, I decided to do some crystals later on in the video. So that's why I felt like I kind of wanted it marble as much as I liked it the way it looks now. I kind of wanted it matte just because I felt like the crystals are going to pop off that nail a bit more if it's matte. So that's kind of why I did it. And since I wanted that one matte, I also then decided to do that blue one matte too, just to kind of make that marble one fit in the set a bit more. So here we've got it marbled, looking beautiful. So now it's time for our 2 white nails. So with those, I decided to scoop up the rest of that marble and then on one nail I'm placing it, focusing it up on the top of the nail and only kind of scooping it down the nail in a diagonal way. That makes sense. And then just doing that on that nail, and then on the second nail what I'm going to do is kind of the same idea. It's just I'm going to start from the bottom and just do slightly upwards. So we're not covering the full nail, we're just kind of picking an area and just in a slanted way popping it onto the nail. And the reason I did this is because on the stamping plates with the nail designs, they've got these lines and they're like slanted lines. So I kind of wanted to do the white and the marble to have that slanted line, so when I place the stamping it's almost like it's going to cut off that harsh line between the white and the marble, if that makes sense. You see in a moment what I mean when I start stamping. But here is that other white nail that I decided to do from the bottom. Like I said, it's slanted. You'll notice that I'm kind of tapping away sometimes, and it's because I've noticed with some like gel polishes they kind of bubble up sometimes and it's a bit weird. I've never had a gel polish do that before, so whenever I use them I notice there's just little bubbles that form, so I end up always popping them. Pop, pop, pop. So here is the nail. I really like how it's looking so far. So once you're happy, pop it into the lamp, cure it, and then once it comes out I go in with a lint-free wipe and a nail cleaner and I wipe down the nails, and that's just to prep it for some stamping. I've just, from watching other YouTubers, I've noticed that this works best for me. I don't want to waste any matte top coat or anything, so I've done this and it works perfectly fine. I think the idea is that, of course, with a nail gel polish, there's a tacky layer. So if you just swipe that off, you've got a nice little canvas to stamp on with your stamping polishes. So here's the plate. I'm picking this flowery, is that even a word? Don't know, but it's one of those flower ones, and I'm just taking off any excess of the stamping, a little jelly I've got, and then once I'm happy with it I'm going to stamp it so that those lines go across where that marble and the white line kind of meet. So you see them. What I mean, there we go. So it's looking like that. If at any point you have something that went on the nail that you don't want it there, you can go in with some nail cleaner or even acetone. This is just normal polish, so you don't need to cure it, which is amazing. It works like a dream. So I'm using the not glitter bells, that'll be later, the Born Pretty Black polish for stamping. As you can see, I'm also using their stamping plates, but I am using my clear jelly stamper, and I'm using my little scraper from Clear Jelly as well. I just love the stampers, and actually it's one of just mainly the only ones I have, so maybe if I had a Born Pretty one I would have used it, but I don't. So I'm using my Clear Jelly stamper. I do recommend both companies. I think they're absolutely amazing. As you can see with this second nail, because the design I wanted to use, the lines were too short, so I decided to go in with just first the lines that were on the plate, and then I'm going in with this gorgeous butterfly one. I thought it was so cute. So I wanted it on there, so we're going to go ahead, pick it up. As you can see, it's just a flick of your wrist as you go over the design, and it comes off beautifully. And then you want to place it down, and that's what it's looking like. So far it looks fairly boring, and that's fine because we're going to add some extra little details which are going to make the design pop so much better. So here are the glitter bells, Unbelievable Gel in the shade black, and then I'm going in with a dotting tool and just creating some dots. And it's such a simple little touch, but I feel like it just makes the design a bit more creative, a bit more out there, a bit more maybe filling, because right now it feels fairly empty, like there's not a lot going on. But the moment you add those dots, I just feel like it just kind of suddenly became a bit more alive. The design just kind of, I don't know, brightened up a little bit. So you want to pop those dots. There's not really a way where, it's kind of whatever you feel like suits it. Wherever there's a lot of a gap, there's just something, you want something extra happening, then you can pop some dots in there. But it's quite good not to overdo it, because I sometimes find myself when I'm doing some nails off camera at first I find them a bit too plain, so I want to do those dots, but then whenever I finish the nail I look back and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I just done way too many dots. There's just I just ruined it sometimes. So the amazing thing with these gels is that, of course, you know, before curing, if you don't like it, you can wipe it off. So try to not overdo it, just enough to kind of make it interesting, but not too much, I reckon, would be perfect. So yeah, there's not really a set way, depending also on how large your nail is, probably how many dots you want to do. As you can obviously see, I've got humongous nails here, so there's a lot of surface to cover up. But if you've got tiny little nails for some clients or something, you probably might not even need to do these dots, to be honest. It will probably depend on the nail bed and the size of your nails. So once I'm happy, I do pop them into the lamp, of course, and I do double cure, just because I find that when I was doing this off camera the first time around, just for myself to just kind of know what I'm doing for the video, the Glitterbels dots decided to smear just a tiny little bit. Just there was one dot that maybe didn't cure properly, I'm not too sure, but since then I'm just like, I am not risking it for a biscuit. I am gonna triple cure it. Of course, what you could also do is just cure it normally and then go in with a nail cleaner as well and just swipe away all the excess. It could have just been that it was cured maybe, and of course black is a fairly pigmented gel polish, so maybe it's just one of those things that I just still had a bit more pigment that you would just smudge. I'm not too sure what went wrong there, but whatever it was, it upset me and I didn't want it to happen again. So I cured it, I think, double or triple. So as you saw, for the two stamping nails, I decided to glossy top coat, and the top coat I was using, it was from Macart. So whilst they're in the lamp, we've got our very last little step now, and it's the crystals, and we're going to do that on the marble nails. So with my Macart Rhinestone glue gel, I'm just popping it onto the nail, and I'm just doing this almost, imagine like you're doing an S, like a little swooshy kind of design just right across the nail. It's recently been one of my most favorite crystal placements for these long stiletto nails, just because they are so long. It can be quite difficult sometimes to create a crystal design on these just because of how large they are. So I really like sometimes using these, so this crystal idea to kind of just cover it all up and make it all pretty, really. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of silver crystals, and I've got these three beautiful, is it like pinky, purpley, reddy kind of burgundy maybe undertones? They're absolutely beautiful. I've got them from Shein. They came in this big packet of all sorts of different colors, but unfortunately there's only one size, so the only way I can incorporate them is kind of doing this, where they kind of just, there's just the three there, and the rest I have to just kind of wing it with some other crystals and hope that it works fine. So that's kind of what we're doing here. As you can also see, that we're starting with big crystals in the middle, and the further away we get from each side, the smaller crystals we're going to use. So that's the kind of idea that I'm going for here. I love doing these swooshes. I love. And I feel like I wish I had even smaller silver crystals. Unfortunately, I didn't. So I feel like it still looks alright, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe smaller ones would have been even better. Or maybe even getting some caviar beads. Not too sure. But this is what it's looking like off camera. I just centered it up a little bit. Here I'm just faffing about a little bit, trying to figure out how I wanted the design to look like next to each other. Which one's going to be where. This is what I decided to do, and this is kind of the final result. So let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's so beautiful. I don't know, this one in particular I just really like. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you end up recreating anything, don't forget to tag me, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye guys.